Of all the deaths in Star Wars, none were as emotional as that of Kanan Jarrus. And the argument could be made that that of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader, Qui-Gon Jinn, or even Ben Solo are just as emotional. And if that's how fans really feel, then I accept that. But for me, the death of Kanan Jarrus is the most emotional death in all of Star Wars. Now, all those other ones are emotional. I'm not saying they're not at all. But when you take away your favorite character, or if it's your favorite film this character died in, or you grew up in that timeline, so that means more to you, take away all of that and just look at it in the context for what it was meant, Kanan Jarrus' death is probably the most emotional. But before you click away, hear me out. But first, a quick word from our sponsor. Oh wait, I don't have any sponsors. It's just me. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Gerald, and I'm a Star Wars fanatic, and you can be a Star Wars fanatic too. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. Subscribing is absolutely free. We may not agree on every topic that I talk about, but we do agree on one thing. We love Star Wars. Okay, with that said, let's get on with today's topic. Now, a lot of Star Wars fans will agree with me that Kanan Jarrus' death is that of high emotional value, that I even shed a tear, and I'm sure other people did as well. Maybe I'm just too emotional in that moment that I watched it, or maybe it just was that emotional of a moment. And a lot of people are going to say, okay, well, Darth Vader's death was profound. It meant a lot. It was him sacrificing himself for Luke Skywalker. And you're absolutely right. It was profound. It was sad. It was a sad moment when Anakin Skywalker passed into the Force. But I want you to ask yourself, what made it different between Kanan Jarrus' death and that of Anakin Skywalker? Call him Caleb Dume if you want as well. That was his name prior to going into hiding after Order 66. And you're all going to say, well, it's because you favor Kanan Jarrus. I don't. Kanan Jarrus isn't one of my favorite characters. Before this moment, to me, he was pretty two-dimensional. He wasn't that dynamic of a character, and he kind of got on my nerves a lot, and I just wanted to, like slap him around a little bit. But it was this moment that he became something more real, something more dimensional, something beyond what I expected. And when this moment came, when he died, it hit me like, wow, okay, this character's great. They did a great job writing this guy. In fact, up until this moment, Kanan Jarrus, Hera Syndulla, and Ezra Bridger all seemed really flat to me. They seemed like two-dimensional characters. I know they grew and they had character growth and all that, but their personalities just weren't vibing with me until this moment. After this moment, they exploded on me. I was like, oh, wow. And it's sad that it took 4 seasons for these 3 characters to resonate with me. But Kanan sacrificed himself for his friends, for a cause that he really didn't believe in. He wasn't fully invested in the rebellion. He just wanted their little crew to go around helping people. He didn't feel like saving the whole galaxy was part of his destiny. But it became his destiny because of his sacrifice, it motivated the other members of the Ghost crew to take Lothal back. It motivated Ezra into devising this plan, this elaborate plan that would allow him and his friends to remove Thrawn, Governor Pryce, and the rest of the Imperial Army from Lothal, all of Lothal. That invigorated the rest of the galaxy to stand up against the oppression of the Empire. But what made Kanan's sacrifice so emotional, so sad, bring tears to our eyes, make our hearts stop in place and just say, wow, that's crazy. I didn't know Star Wars could do that. It's because just one moment prior, he and Hera professed their love for each other. Finally, after 3.5, 4 seasons, something we'd been asking for a long time. Just get it over with. Stop being dramatic. This isn't Friends. You're not Ross and Rachel. This isn't the new girl with Jess and Nick trying to just play with each other. This is Star Wars. Just get the story going. Tell each other you love each other and be done with it. But no, they finally admitted their love. Now, this probably wasn't the first time that their love was brought into question, because later on it shows that Hera does have a son by Kanan Jarrus. And I'm sure that son wasn't conceived on the top of the fuel pod on Lothal. But I digress. What made Kanan Jarrus' death so emotionally impactful is because in that moment that he died, just before that, he stopped being a Jedi. He stopped being a rebel. He stopped being a warrior. He was a human with human emotions, with something that he'd been wanting for so long, just to hear Hera say that she loved him and have that moment where they kissed. It was emotionally impactful because those two were destined to be together. We all felt it. We all knew it. And then they were ripped apart in just that moment. Kanan's dreams, goals, wishes, hopes, plans, his love, everything gone in a flash. There's so much more I could say about this topic, but I wanted to leave it at that. I just wanted to say that for me, this moment that Kanan Jarrus died was probably the most emotionally impactful. Why? Because he was human at that moment. He wasn't this great crusader like all the other deaths were. Or I know Anakin could be said that he sacrificed himself for his son, which is a greater good than the Jedi or the Sith order, and that's true. But we saw Anakin's whole life. We didn't see Kanan's whole life. We saw the end of his life. Maybe we'll see more in the Bad Batch Season 2, but I don't know if we will. But let me know in the comments below which death was the most emotionally impactful for you. Was it Anakin Skywalker, Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, Ben Solo, or any countless Jedi that died during Order 66? And it doesn't have to be limited to those. It could be somebody else from, say, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. This is Gerald from Star Wars Fanatics signing off, wishing you all great health, happiness, and peace. Thank you for watching. And remember, this is the way, the only way.